Member for Kamloops North Thompson.
Just remember, all fish die by the mouth. That was the first piece of advice I received as an elected official. It certainly was not the last piece of advice I would receive as an elected official from my dear friend and colleague, Pat Wallace. Unfortunately, on the weekend, the community of Kamloops, province and country lost Pat. Pat was a true community icon in Kamloops. And a lot of times we say that about people, but Pat really was. It was not just her elected work that she did on behalf of people for over 30 years in Kamloops. She was a great community advocate, and she was a true mentor, not just to politicians, but by people trying to get ahead in life, people that needed help, people that needed advice. Pat was always there. You always knew where you stood with Pat. She didn't always agree with you. She certainly didn't always agree with me. But she always made sure that you were listened to, and that she stuck by her convictions. If you could convince her otherwise, you were on a winning side of an argument more often than not around the rest of the council table. Unfortunately, as news of Pat's passing was becoming more broadly known in the Kamloops community, we discovered that on the same day, at the same age, we also lost a former long-serving mayor of Kamloops, Cliff Branchflower. Cliff had served 8 years as the mayor. Pat was a councillor with him then. They also served on council together in the 80s. In fact, my father was on some of those councils with those two. Cliff, again, was a tireless advocate for our community. They were both made freemen of the city in various stages of their post-political lives. They both did a tremendous amount of work in our communities. Again, Cliff was somebody that really stuck by the courage of his convictions. It didn't matter what your point of view was, as long as you could be sure that you had thought it through. Always somebody that was very strong in his faith and his religion. Cliff lived every day the same way in terms of that. So on behalf of the broader Kamloops community and this chamber, I just send our deepest condolences to all of their families in the Kamloops area.